Hello guys, let's talk about square roots and cube roots. In the previous video session we talked about squares when we mentioned that 1 times 1 is equal to 1 squared. 1 is repeating itself 2 times. 2 times 2 is 2 squared, 3 times 3 is 3 squared, and so on. You need to learn this up to 20 by head. If someone asks you what's 12 by 12, you need to know that's 12 squared, and that's equal to 144. So 1 squared is equals to 1, 2 squared is equals to 4, 3 squared is equals to 9, and so on. Now we want to talk about square roots. This will be the reverse of squares. Now this is 1 squared, this is 2 squared, this is 3 squared. Now they're asking, for you to make 2 squared or to make 4, what was the root or what was the number which repeated itself? So for you to make 4, it was 2 that repeated itself. So square root of 4 is 2. For you to make 9, it was 3 that repeated itself. So square root of 9 is 3. For you to make 16, it was 4 that repeated itself. So square root of 16 is 4. So you need also to learn from number 1 to number 10 at least what these numbers are square roots of. The same thing with cubes. We talked about it, that 1 times 1 times 1. 1 is repeating itself 3 times, so it will be 1 to the power 3. And this is 1. 2, if it multiplies itself 3 times, we call it 2 to the power 3. And this will be 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. We talked about this. So the same with 3. 3 times 3 times 3, 27. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. Which number repeats itself 3 times to give you an 8? It's 2. Which number repeats itself or multiplies itself 3 times to give you 27? It's 3. Which number multiplies itself 3 times to give you 64? It's 4. 4 by 4 by 4. Which number multiplies itself 3 times to give you 125? It's 5. So these are the cube roots. Cube root of 1 is 1. Cube root of 8 is 2. So let us start with addition and subtraction. Cube root of 64 minus square root of 64. Which number multiplies itself 3 times to give you 64? It's 4. Minus which number multiplies itself 2 times to give you 64? Is 8 times 8. So we write in 8. 4 minus 8, the signs are different, it's plus and minus. So you just say 8 minus 4. You get your answer as 4. Then you take the sign of the big number. Let's do the next one. Minus square root of 9 plus square root of 49. Now look, here there's a 3, here there's a 2. For the square root like this, sometimes we don't put a 2. Actually, that's the most conventional way. We don't put a 2. We just know that this is a square root. So the square root affects everything that is under the sign. So this minus is not being affected by the square root sign. So we put it back. Square root of 9, that's a 3. Plus square root of 49, that's a 7. The signs are different, so we find the difference. 7 minus 3, that's a 4. The sign of the big number is positive. So that's just an example of how you can deal with addition and subtraction. So let's do quick examples on multiplication and division. Number 1, minus 2 times square root of 100. So this is still a minus 2 times what's square root of 100? That's 10. A number that repeats itself 2 times to give you 100 is 10. 10 times 10, that's 100. Now, when you're multiplying integers, we've done this. You multiply the numbers first. 2 times 10, that's a 20. Then you multiply the signs, minus times a positive. You count how many negatives you have. You have 1, that's an odd. If you've got odd number of negative signs, 1, 3, 5 negative signs, 7 negative signs, your answer will be negative. Next, minus square root of 81 times minus cube root of 8. So the square root is only affecting things under the square root sign. The cube root is also affecting things under the cube root sign. So this minus is not affected by this. This is also not affected by the square root. So we put the minus back. Square root of 81, that's a 9, times, we put the minus back. Cube root of 8, that's a 2. 9 times 2, that's 18. Minus times minus, we count the minus signs. We've got 2, that's even, so the answer will be positive. So division. So when you're doing division, you must make sure that you simplify the numerator and you simplify the denominator, then you divide. So let's start. Square root of 225, that's 15, divided by square root of 25, that's a 5. Now we can divide. 15 divided by 5, that's a 3. Let's finish up using mixed examples. You've got multiplication and subtraction in the same calculation. Remember, we said you always start with multiplication and division, then you finish off with addition and subtraction. So here you have to simplify this first. So we have a 25 times what's square root of 16, a number that repeats itself 2 times 16, that's 4, minus what's cube root of 125, that's 5. If you say 5 times 5 times 5, you get 125. So always start with multiplication. 25 times 4, that's 100, minus 5. 100 minus 5, we get a 95. So that's our answer. Let's do another one. Minus square root of 25, then everything has been squared now, plus minus square root of 25, everything has been cubed. So let us solve the square root sign first. So only the 25 is being affected by the square root, so I put back the minus. Square root of 25, that's 5. Let's close the bracket. Put the minus back. Square root of 25, that's 5. Now let's calculate. This 2 is affecting everything in the bracket. We've got 2 negative signs multiplying each other, minus times minus, so this is going to be positive. Then 5 squared is a 25. Plus, minus is being affected by 3 and 5 is also being affected by 3. 3 is affecting everything in the bracket. So how many negative signs do we have? According to this, we've got 3, minus times minus times minus. So the number of negative signs is odd, so this is going to be minus. Then 5 to the power 3. Remember, it's 5 times 5 times 5. So 5 to the power 3, that's 125. 25 plus and minus 125, these two are multiplying each other. How many negative signs do you have? You've got only 1. So this will be 25 minus 1, 25. The signs are different. This is positive, this is negative. So you just subtract 125 minus 25, get 100. Then you take the sign of the bigger number. Number 3. Remember what I said when you are dealing with division. Simplify the numerator first, simplify the denominator, then after that you can divide. So let's simplify the numerator. Square root of 36, that's a 6, minus square root of 64, that's an 8, divided by square root of 100, that's a 10. 6 minus 8, this is a positive, this is a negative. The signs are different, so find the difference. 8 minus 6, get a 2. What's the sign of the bigger number? It's minus. Divided by 10. Let us simplify. You divide by 2 on top and below, and you'll be left with 1/5. This is also division, so you have to simplify the numerator first, then simplify the denominator. After that, you can divide. Square root of 121, that's an 11, times, the bracket means you're multiplying, square root of 4, that's 2, plus cube root of 27, that's 3, divided by cube root of 125, that's a 5. 11 times 2, that's a 22, plus 3 divided by 5. Remember, you have to simplify the numerator and the denominator before you start dividing. 22 plus 3, that's a 25, divided by a 5. 25 divided by 5, our answer is a 5.